My first experience with Jane's Dancing Hands was probably a month after I met Jane. It must have been around September. And we'd had a meal down by the beach and decided to just take a stroll on the beach. And we sat in the sand and were talking about life, getting to know each other. And she started doing something with her hands. And it's unlike anything I'd ever seen before, but something about it made me not question it. And I just thought, oh, this is how Jane rolls. She just does this thing with her hands. And then Jane even kind of remarked that this is kind of a new thing that's happening in me, and I thought, wow, cool. And that, you're sharing that with me, and pretty open-minded to knowing different things. And so I kind of went with it. And I started feeling this kind of neat energy that I'm not sure it was the hands or just that I was in the presence of this amazing woman that I was just getting to know. But it was good. I knew it was good. It wasn't like, ooh, weird voodoo, what is this? And then as we got to know each other, she knew my story as I told her about I had contracted Lyme disease from a deer tick in Rhode Island and malaria from the same bite. So it really did a number on my body. And I know a lot of people who have struggled with chronic Lyme, because if you don't detect it early enough, it can really get into your entire endocrine system and just really mess you up. So for me, I got early intervention, and my body was bombarded with drugs and all the modern medicine to fix me. And it did. It eradicated the pincer move of the disease, but it had still taken root in me. And so for months, really a year after, I was still experiencing these like heat waves and severe joint pain. Had what I think was a flare-up. And so Jane said, let me see what I can do with that. So by now she had worked a few times more intensely with her hands on me. And so as it came about that I was having this so-called relapse of Lyme disease to the point where I had trouble walking upstairs. I'm a runner, I lift weights, very active. I couldn't do any of that. And Jane started working first on my knees. I didn't even say specifically the joint pain was in my knees, but that's where the majority of the pain was. And in one session, I felt the heat, I felt the tingly sensation, and a loosening up and opening it up of my joints. As my joints opened up, I felt a sense of flow in my body, which is crucial to just the flow of life and everything lining up. And I just had an overall sense of being aligned, everything coming into alignment. And I started really feeling better. And within a few weeks of the ongoing treatments of the dancing hands, I was back at the gym, I was running again. The pain was so bad, I literally thought, it's impossible. It can't be that I can't run. I've been a runner all my life. I literally couldn't run. I couldn't get up off the ground to take a step. It was this weird hobble. And then I started running again, and I was thrilled to tell Jane, I did a mile today. A mile. But I was so thankful for that, and it was a mile pain-free. It just was a mile after a year and a half of not running. And so anyway, that has been amazing. That's an ongoing thing that Jane has been helping me with. I think one of the most, and it's become natural now. Like, oh, we're doing this now. Now Jane's going to do her dancing hands and fix this piece of brokenness in me. And it really came to a head when we were in New York, Times Square, with all the lights and everything. I seldom get migraines, but when I do the oral migraines, you see the lights and everything. I get maybe twice a year. This might happen, and it's usually brought on by overstimulation of lights. And this was happening, and I said to Jane, just, not even a question, like, I know Jane can help me with this, but I just said, Jane, I'm getting an oral migraine. It's really, I'm starting to feel a little nauseous. I'm seeing lights. So we ducked into this little Times Square deli, which is great because I love those little places and it's comfortable to me, and the smells and everything. And we just sat down, and I'm eating my breadstick or whatever it was. And Jane's eating hers, and she's doing her hands on me. And it was the most natural thing in the world. Busy Times Square. And the lights never completely kicked in. The sense of shakiness and nausea just dissipated. And I would say, 10 minutes from the onset of it to her dancing her hands on me, it was a preempted migraine. I've never experienced that before. Afterwards, I just felt a little bit of that thickness in my head, a slowness to my thoughts that is usually what happens after a prolonged migraine. When I get them, they last maybe half an hour. To me, that's prolonged. And that was the only thing. And it made complete sense because you have to pay the piper. And so I had a migraine, even though it never really kicked in. He did something to kind of preempt that, which was amazing. And I just have this image of us sitting in this busy Times Square deli and Jane eating her breadstick and working on me. And it was amazing. There have been times too when Jane will just dance her hands on me because she wants to dance her hands on me, and we joked that I'm her guinea pig, which I'm happy to be. It's an awesome title. And one thing that comes up with her, she starts beating on my chest and pushing here, and it's a pretty invasive move, but something about it I just trust and I really like it, and it feels like it physically aligns me because I'm kind of big, I'm big boned, as they say. So it feels good when she tenderizes me. I guess that might be it. Kind of loosens me up. And the other night I was at my place and she called me and said, I need to work on you. And I hadn't told her that I really wasn't feeling that great. So I thought, okay, that's cool. So she started working on me, and I noticed my back was a little stiff. I'd been at the easel painting all day, and then I was feeling a little congested, and then Jane said to go blow your nose. I said, I don't need to blow my nose. I'm fine. And then I just sneezed. And then I really had to blow my nose. So I did, and that cleaned out my sinuses. And I don't think I even realized how congested I was until Jane induced a sneeze, if there is such a thing with dancing hands, but pretty sure that's what happened. And then I felt flushed out, and I felt that I was at the top end of getting like one of those 24, 48-hour bugs that has been going around. And I feel like she came in and kind of canceled that out, which was amazing. I don't even question it anymore. I just know, like, I've experienced these things firsthand in such an acute way, in such a just very tangible way. I can't help but go, okay, oh, I broke my hand. Can you heal my hand now? I mean, it wouldn't even be a question if I, tripped down a flight of stairs and cracked my head. Can you put my head back together? I mean, that's hyperbole, but it's like that. I don't, you get hurt and you think, oh, I can go to the hospital and it's a broken bone, they can bandage me, it's going to take a while, but, or even that there's that fear, what if they can't fix me? What if modern medicine can't heal my broken body? I've never had that with Jane. And I've seen my time inside hospitals because of klutziness or whatever. And I've just it's absolute faith that Jane can bring the source through her in a way that can amend what's broken.